no understanding of the physical world. We can get back to that at a later video. We're doing no persistent memory. AI has no persistent memory. This is important to, pardon the pun, remember, because you have to curate AI's memory. No human reasoning and limited planning capability going forward. But let's get back to the persistent memory. So looking at persistent memory, memory starts cold. Whenever you open your AI, it has limited ability or no ability to remember the recent conversations. Secondly, each answer depends heavily on the content available at that moment, not from yesterday. Long-term workflow, each answer depends heavily on the ongoing projects that require external information. Thirdly, there is an inconsistency. Each answer depends heavily on the context available at that moment. And then, of course, it forgets your preferences. Formatting rules, client names, document styles, terminology. Although you will see later that ChatGPT, in fact, has remembered my particular style, which is quite impressive. Keep things that will still matter later, such as preferred document style, business context, recurring projects, theological stance, or whatever teaching style that's a particular reference to me. So those things can be saved in an MD file. Then use clear memory instructions, phrases like remember this, save for future use, or forget this, help distinguish lasting preferences. Anchor your important work in files. So you'll see that I do have an anchor, and I refer it to a particular file. Claude is better than ChatGPT at this bit. ChatGPT, you just have to upload it again. And of course, review and prune the memory periodically with updates. That's important. Here is an example of how I would curate the memory in ChatGPT. A Claude example will occur in due course. So notice what I've done there is I have joggled its memory by referring to a particular file that we used before. One can either do that or go back to that conversation if you look under recents, but this is a daily thing, so I'll just joggle its memory. Use the May 2026 WBS document as the current task anchor. It returns the complement. There it brings all of that up and lists all the items that are in that document. Now what I do is I ask it, can I be assured you'll remember this tomorrow? And of course it won't. How do I joggle your memory? Don't have to do this every time, but I'm just doing this for the video. It does recreate the file. You return to the same conversation, you upload the May 2026 file again. Can you add a task? So not only am I joggling its memory, I'm now adding to the document, and it's going to replace that document. Remember, in ChatGPT, it can't work in the document, it replaces the document. So that you need to be aware of. You're going to build up a fair degree of documents, fair amount of documents. There it is, it's thinking, it's going to add it, it's going to show me the result, and the result is quite impressive. What is particularly important is that I've told ChatGPT about a certain API style guide before, so it always keeps the style. That's fascinating. It's got that embedded in its memory, in its very limited memory. So it's rebuilding it, it's going through the processes here, and it's going to create the document and give me a preview of the document, and also I can download that document for use tomorrow. So this is how I use tasks. Instead of using things like ClickUp and Monday.com, there we go. So there's the document, and notice it kept my style. My style is a blue and white band style. So here's how Claude does it. You will see, of course, here I've asked it a question already. Am I out of credits for the morning? And if you're on the Pro plan, as you see down here at the bottom, if you're on the Pro plan, you get limits as per the time you use. If you want to check your Claude credits, you've got to go to your online account. You can't check it here. So we'll see there under settings in Claude AI, you'll see usage over there, and I've just started the new session and it will reset in 4 hours 58 minutes. But that's not today's lesson. Today's lesson is how to use Claude in terms of co-work and to curate the memory. Notice I am up here in co-word, not in code and not in chat. I noticed there's a problem recently with code. They're re-evaluating the privileges of the Pro account, but I'm not going to go there. So if you jump between chat and co-work, you do have a problem because chat doesn't speak to co-work. So you've got to be in co-work if you are dealing with what we're dealing with right now. Now remember, in ChatGPT, what I did was I uploaded a file and I asked it to check the file in terms of my tasks. But here in Claude, it's different. In Claude, not only do we connect with connectors, which is very good. Here we go to settings and we can connect with connectors, and you'll look at my connectors over here, and I'm already connected to Canva, to ClickUp, to Gmail, to Google Calendar, to Google Drive. This I'll probably never use, so I'll probably take it away, that as well. I find Gemini is far better at creating mind maps and things like that, but it can, of course, Claude in Chrome is connected, and controlling Chrome it's allowed to do. Okay, so just to let you know that. So I've also shared with it some folders, okay, and those folders are shared, I think, here as well under settings and capabilities, usage, connectors, and I'm not sure where it's connected to Google Drive. So insofar as that it is relevant, it's connected there. So check my tasks file in AI personal, and I remind it it's Google Drive, and give me an update on my tasks. Alright, so what happens now is it does its whole thing. I've been watching lots of information on this, and this uses up a lot of credits. So agentic use does use up a lot of credits. You need to be aware of that. Some people are going as far as calling it a scam. I wouldn't do that because it still does a whole lot for you, and it automates a whole lot. Certainly the $400 per month that we pay is much cheaper than paying a salary of 10 to 20 times that amount. So I found your most current tasks, MD, to see there's where it records its information, and there's my overdue tasks to do and to do writing. So we set this all up. There we go, all of those things over there. All right, fair pilot, and it gives you a little bit of a summary. So this is way better than ChatGPT, but of course we are curating it. Excellent. Check my bio file and add the following to health. I've also created a bio file. Down to 500 milligrams metformin daily. Let's see if it can do that. Let's hope it doesn't let me down now. So let's see if it can do this. And it's requesting once again. And there should be a bio MD there. I think I've created quite a few, so it might get a bit confused, but it's going to add that information to the health bio. So notice what we're doing. We are curating its memory. We are stepping in and giving it capabilities a human would normally have automatically, but we've got to point it in the right direction. We've got to remind it. We've got to get it to update that, and it's busy doing all of that. Of course, you could do that yourself, and I'm also connected to ClickUp, so I could be using ClickUp as well, but I decided to do it manually like this. There we go. It takes a bit of time, but it does that fairly well. Remember, the curation of memory includes giving it files, giving it an anchor, that's the word we used in ChatGPT, referring it to specific parts. I said, let's go to the health section. And it's quite intuitive, so if you haven't got a health section, to create one for you. But notice it is taking a bit of time. Notice on the left-hand side, you've also got a memory of all the discussions you've had before, and that's just like ChatGPT. You can go to that discussion and pick up where you left off. That's another way of juggling its memory. Let's see if it does this with the biofile. I think the biofile has grown to be quite big, so that's why it's taking its time. You can, of course, minimize it. You can queue a question and go through. It will ask for permission to update this. There's the biofile. All right. And allow for this task. That's important and intentional, because anyone could climb in and start doing things for you. All right, there we go. Update the health section. There's also been noted good progress in the dosage reduction. It does give you an opinion or two. So pretty cool. Fairly impressive in the way that it does this.